Hey guys, I left from Sinai mountain and I arrived in Cairo. Well, the center of Cairo, it's about 13 kilometers to the east. And being the capital of Egypt, it's a really big city. With the surroundings, it probably has at least 16, 17 million inhabitants. And I want to show you just a small glimpse of this west side of the city, because probably you see some fog between the buildings. Well, it's not a fog, it's actually the high level of pollution that this city is holding. It's jam-packed, it's so crowded, it's very loud, everybody horns. Anyway, the name of Cairo can be translated as the vanquisher or the conqueror. But usually the people of the Egyptians are calling it Mishir, which also is the name of Egypt. They use the same name of the country to the capital, probably to emphasize the importance of the city. Well, the name of Egypt is coming also from Hellenistic times. The Greeks called it Aegyptos, or the land south of the Aegean. And there are also other explanation of the word, of the etymology. Another one can be translated as the home of the Ka of Tah, Ka being the soul, so the home, the house of the soul of Tah. And Tah was probably one of the first deities that was worshipped in ancient Egypt, one of the most important gods of them. But I'm standing, as I said, about 13 kilometers from the city center, and I arrived here at Giza plateau, where is the oldest and probably the most, actually the only one standing world wonder, ancient world wonder. The Giza plateau with its pyramids, it has three big pyramids. This is Khufu pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Khufu or Cheops. This one is Khafre pyramid. We're going to talk about all of them in a minute. And the last one, the biggest one, the smallest of the three, is Menkaure pyramid. It's the only one that doesn't have any stone that used to cover it at one point. Over there are also other three pyramids, only one we can see from here. Three pyramids dedicated to queens, also their name today is the Queen's Pyramids. Each pyramid had and still has remains of a funeral temple in front of it, and on the east side. This one, Khafre pyramid, is one of the most important one. You would say, if you look from a distance, that is the biggest one. That is because it stands on an elevated location, comparing with Khufu's pyramids. But it's actually smaller, even in height and in base. Well, probably also due to the angle, steeper angle inclination, you might have this impression. Anyway, it's the only one that at its apex it is still visible, the initial rock that used to cover the entire pyramid. It's a different type of stone. Over there it's a limestone, a white limestone. And the rest of the pyramids are built from sandstone. Well, most of the rock that was used in construction of pyramid was quarried from these places, and others were brought from, some of them from Aswan. It's a city that lies today about more than 600 kilometers distance south of Cairo on the Nile banks. And but the rest of the rock was actually cut from this plateau. I've heard also kind of awkward theories that the stone was cooked on the spot, so they used some kind of mix with the sand, and they cook it here and they just place it on whatever they need. So they used to need a lot of wood to do that, but it's highly improbable to be at least a small percentage truth. So Khafre has also here a funeral temple and a causeway in front of it. As you can see, also in front of this pyramid of Khafre is the Great Sphinx, but now we can see the back of it. He's facing the east side. I'm going to go later much closer. All three pyramids have more or less the same design. Starting with the location, there is a theory that these three pyramids are representing the Orion's belt constellation, but it's just a theory related with astronomy. But also these temples had also boat pits. This one had at least 5 boat pits. And the other one had at least 3 boat pits. Well, the locals are offering their services to tourists, similar as in Petra, with camels, mules, and horses. So this is the Great Pyramid, it's the biggest one. From the original stone that used to be on the pyramid, only at the base there are few of them. A lot of the limestone that used to cover this pyramid of Khafre was used to build other constructions in Cairo, like mosque or other types of establishments. Here at Khufu's pyramid, or Cheops pyramid, from those 3 pits that used to hold ships, one is on display. It was restored and can be visited. I think it's in one of this greenhouse. Also, another 3 pyramids here on the right side, also dedicated to the queens or relatives. This entire complex doesn't offer only pyramids of the pharaohs, but also of their queens, sons, daughters, and later it was used also for tombs of nobles. It's an amazing display of power and wealth in ancient Egypt. All of them, it is believed that they were built during the 4th dynasty of Egypt. That means that it was built during 2600 years before Christ era. And the 4th dynasty and the 5th dynasty were the ones that built this huge complex. So here I said that we have another 3 pyramids from the total of 6 smaller pyramids. I'll try to see if I can get there somehow. And to get also closer to this big pyramid. Another place that also displays this power of the pharaohs is Luxor city. More than 500 kilometers south of Cairo, where the Valley of Kings is, and over there lots of tombs, beautiful, decorated, can be seen. So that's the pyramid of Queen Meritetis the First, and the other one is the pyramid of Queen Hetepheres the First.
Hey, take your picture.
And this is a boat pit. So it used to have to be a boat here, a large boat. Well, in the ancient belief of Egyptian, the life on Earth was actually only a starting journey on the afterlife. So that's why when they were buried, they used to take with them all that they need to have in the afterlife. So the pharaoh should have everything that he will need after that to rule and to be a pharaoh of the dead. So quite amazing. I'm curious if someone made a trip back in time to tell them that today their bodies were discovered, mummified, and there's actually almost nothing of their ancient belief truth. Would they still build such huge construction for them? Because inside each pyramid there is only a burial chamber, probably an addition chamber, maximum 2 or 3 chambers, and some couloirs that were used obviously to get to those chambers. The main burial chambers are in the middle of the pyramid, and what I was about, if you remember about the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea also produced asphalt, and the Egyptians were quite a good customers of this product from there, because they used this asphalt to embalm and mummify the bodies of the dead people. This complex also has a worker village, several cemeteries, and the complex, administrative complex. Well, we're getting close to the Sphinx, probably the most important landmark of the entire Egypt. It is believed that it's the oldest construction in Egypt. Most of the archaeologists are believing that this Sphinx was built during the reign of Khafre. It is said that the face of the Sphinx is similar with, or is depicting the pharaoh Khafre. Also, it stands in front of his pyramid. All 3 pyramids are actually on the north-south axis, and they are orientated from west to east, with very few degree pretty noisy. Pretty noisy people. So nobody knows what was the initial name or the purpose of building the Sphinx. So we will go with the last agreement between archaeologists. They are saying that it is related with Khafres, Pharaoh, and it's a huge construction. It was rehabilitated, at least the front paws and the sides and a bit the back. It has 73 meters in length from back to front, about 20 meters high, and on the back haunches it has about 19 meters wide. It's interesting also about the name, because also this name was given during the Hellenistic times. Sphinx comes actually from a Greek verb that it's translated as squeeze. I don't know if you remember the video from Delphi. In Delphi we've seen the Greek Sphinx, which is a creature half lion, half female. And the legend has it that if the people that couldn't give the answer to the riddle of the Sphinx, they would be crushed by squeezing, by being squeezed. So also the Greeks gave this name to this construction, the Sphinx, because initially they believed that it's actually half lion, half female. They believe that the face of the Sphinx is a female one. Probably due to its headdress. As you can see, it's made by only one rock. It was carved in only one big rock. The lower level are from a type of rock that was really damaged due to the weather and sand winds and so on. But the higher level is made by really strong type of rock. That's why it survived so far. The nose was cut off. It is from, I think, one caliph of Egypt, seeing that the peasants are bringing offerings to the Sphinx, he decided to cut his nose off. Later he was hanged for vandalism. And even the beard is missing. It has a beard at one point. Today it's displayed as usually most of the important things in British Museum. And it's an astonishing construction. It's facing east, where the sun it comes, and it is believed that has connection with the Nile cycle and also with the sun, obviously.
Why?
دلوقتي يا باشا تاكل ليه؟ اخر حاجه
between the front paws, we can see a stela over there. It was put over there by Tutmosis IV, somewhere in the 15th century before Christ, when he was sleeping. He had a dream related with the pharaoh Khafre, which told him to take the sand around the Sphinx because he doesn't feel quite well having so much sand around it. So it was the first one who dig and managed to free the front paws from the sand, because all this area was filled with sand. Also, Amenhotep II built a temple dedicated to this diet. Here, over there is the temple. So this is Giza complex with the Sphinx, the three pyramids, large pyramids, and the other 6 smaller ones, and also the other attraction as cemeteries, workers' village. One of the oldest nation on earth, because this place probably was lived during the 10th millennium before Christ, and having this wonderful, interesting organization and administration of being organized in order to build such huge construction. It's an amazing nation. You would believe that until now they will be the more advanced population on Earth, but unfortunately it's not like this. So this is Egypt, with the only surviving ancient wonder of the world that definitely deserve a visit during a lifetime. See you next time.